Look, I know that everybody wants to make some money off of the internet, whether it's few side passive dollars or a full-blown business, no matter what the case is, okay? I'm all for entrepreneurship. I'm all for building your own business and getting profits from it, but I think some business models have gone a little bit too far. And yes, we're going to be talking today about retail arbitrage and why that's not the best business model to get into. It's basically a waste of time. And we're going to discuss all of that, and I'm going to contrast it with private label. So let's go. Hey, it's me, Karina. I do have an Amazon FBA channel where I teach everybody and try to put out as much information as possible so you can find a profitable product and make better decisions in your Amazon FBA business, whether it's from my personal experience or my students' experience, things like that. So if you like that type of content, subscribe and hit the notification bell. But today we're going to be talking about a slightly different business model, and if you are in Amazon FBA, be thankful that you are, because you're gonna go much farther, okay? I'm not saying that this business model doesn't work, the retail arbitrage. Anything works if you push and put as much effort as possible into it. And yes, there are people saying like, this is my Amazon revenue and screenshots. But remember, first off, and I've said this on my channel many times, and this is not just with this business model, retail arbitrage, this is also with Amazon. Revenues do not equal profits. Ever, okay? Revenues just shows how much items you actually sold, but the cost of goods, the ads you may have run to get that, the shipping to get that product in, that is all subtracted from the revenue. So when someone shows you a flashy revenue number, don't go believing that that's the actual profit and think that they're making 6 figures or 7 figures a year or even a month selling those products, because actually a lot of the times people might not be getting huge profits as well. And I'm gonna break it down to you why, especially with this retail arbitrage model. So some people do ask me about this in my DMs on Instagram or YouTube comments, anywhere, because it seems like a very low risk thing, right? You go to a clearance section of a store, you scan it with your cell phone, you buy it for a lower price, you send it off to Amazon, someone buys it, you don't have to create the listing for it, it's already there, because in Amazon, of course, you have to create the listing and do all the work. So you just ship it in there, and then boom, you get the sale, you get the money. Okay, fair enough, that kind of makes sense. You know, if you don't want to actually undergo the hardships that it takes to find profitable products, build your own brand, build something sustainable that's going to give you ongoing revenue without you having to drive to a store every single day, every single hour to look for the product, that at a snap of a finger, which is what I do, just type a message to my suppliers and they get the inventory ready for you, and then it gets shipped out literally with just one payment link and one submit, I need more units. Literally, like, those are the terms that me and my suppliers are on right now, where I literally send like, hey, give me more units. And it's that easy, right? If you just want to like throw something on there, yeah, maybe it will work, but you have to think of like the long-term plan. Like, what are your goals? What is your long-term plan? I'm all for recycling and flipping things around. Like, you know, like, I'm gonna flip this book, I bought it at a bookstore for $1, I can sell it used on eBay for $7. Like, flipping stuff around your house and your garage. I used to have garage sales when I was a kid of old Bratz dolls and Barbie dolls, and yeah, you can make a little bit of profit with that, but why would you want to purposely go out of your way to find junk that's not selling anymore, that's cheap, that's like clearance aisles, and then pay for shipping to Amazon and hope someone buys it? And then what if everyone else are doing the exact same thing and they're getting the exact same items as you? And then what if the customer returns your product? Now you're stuck with a used, literally a used product that no one wants to buy again. It just doesn't really make sense. Like, it makes sense if you're using that to kind of start your journey of Amazon or whatever you want to do. That kind of makes sense, because that's a good way to kind of get some capital, some cash, and you can do the same by selling things around your house, right? Maybe you don't need that PlayStation anymore, or you're not using your TV anymore because you're focused on your business, so now you can sell it on eBay for $300, and that's great. You guys should do that, because why not? But it just seems like such a poor use of time. Like, we are educated, growing individuals that are smart. Okay, we don't need to be driving around Targets and Walmarts and God knows what other stores, looking in the clearance aisle, hoping that something will sell. That is not a life of freedom. You are giving yourself another slave job, and I just am completely against that. The whole reason why I started Amazon FBA is 2 reasons. One, actually, I guess it's a lot of reasons, but I'm just gonna pinpoint the main ones, okay? One, I didn't want to be under someone's control, whether that's a situation, a person, and a job puts you there. A job puts you in the control of another human being, your CEO or your boss, right? And then the situation, you can't leave it because then you're not gonna have any funds. So you have to go to a specific designated area Monday through Friday and do that, right? And the second reason is let's say 3 reasons, right? Second reason, I wanted to do something with my life where I could help other people. So I don't want to just do something when time is your most valuable asset, and I didn't want it to go in vain, right? So if I studied something, got good at it, I could help other people achieve their dream, right? That's really great, and it's an actual meaning to what you're doing. And the third thing is I've always wanted to learn and grow and kind of build something that is thriving. I didn't want to be stuck at one place building someone else's dream. That goes back to point number 1. And that's why Amazon has all of those components, because here's the good thing about Amazon too, is you actually own the business, okay? You're not working for someone, you're not reselling some cheap item. You literally are the owner of the business, and if you do it the right way, you can sell it in the future if you want, or you can keep it year to year to year. Either way, both are good. You're making money on a monthly basis that you can reinvest back into this business, or maybe start another Amazon business, and when you're over it, you can just sell it, you know, if you want that extra cash. And that's a great like exit strategy. It's a great opportunity that Amazon, it's just the most advanced opportunity of 2020, of 2019, 2018, I think. I mean, when I was growing up, when I was in like high school and elementary, like now high schoolers literally do online sales, and that's crazy because when I was in high school, that was not even a thing, not even close, right? So it's just an amazing opportunity, and the fact that you can actually go and sell it to somebody for even more profit than you're making a month is just a crazy opportunity, right? So why do people even get... Okay, hold on, before I get into that, retail arbitrage, right? I just feel like there's no added value. If we're just taking it from like a morale perspective, there's just absolutely no added value to anybody. You're not using your time effectively at all. You're not growing your mind. You're just running around like a chicken into different like sales sections of the store, buying God knows whatever crap that no one ever wants. That's why it's on sale. Trying to upprice it to sell it, to convince someone else to buy it when there's literally 50 other people doing the exact same thing. You're not solving a problem. You're not adding value. I mean, there's not much complexity to the model, I don't think. You just kind of buy something and you list it. It's easy, right? Well, what's hard is just you're physically exerting yourself and you're spending money on, well, first off, let's just forget the fact that you're spending money on shipping and gas. That's obvious, but what about the life that you're wasting just driving aimlessly from store to store? I once watched a YouTube video, some retail arbitrage YouTube video, and they literally said like they found a deal on this whatever sport item. I forgot what it was. It was a while when I saw it. And they literally drove to every single Walmart in their state or something. They would literally take road trips just to get that like whatever item from Walmart or Target and resell it, and they made, I don't know, X amount of money, and they did that in the span of months. And it's just like, okay, good for you, you made some money, but is it worth like completely uprooting your life and going on a road trip for a few months just to get all of those items that you can? Like, it just doesn't make sense. If you're in a financial crisis and that's what you need to do as like a one-time thing, like, yeah, that makes sense. But if you're like, how is that scalable? Yeah, maybe you can get an employee, but you're gonna have to pay the employee income, and whatever state you live in, like it's minimum wage income, and they're probably not gonna want to do it as well as you do it, because otherwise they can just do it for themselves. So they will do it for themselves and make higher money. It just doesn't make sense, you know? And like, I guess private label requires a little bit more brain power, but the thing is, that's all you need is your brain power and your computer, and you can literally take off for a month to another country and still completely run your business. You don't have to worry about, I can't take a vacation because when I take a vacation, my income literally stops. I've seen actually I think it was like a YouTube video. He was probably running an ad or something, I don't know. It was some guy that started with this business model, and then he turned it into like this whole huge building with employees. And like, okay, if you can scale it that well, that's like a really rare chance, and I just doubt that the profit margins are just high at all, you know? Private label, the profit margins are so much higher. minimum is like 20%, and that's after all expenses, including ads, if you do it correctly, right? If you go into the more premium kind of products and give it a perceived value and actually add value to it and solve a problem, you're not just selling junk on private label. If you're selling junk on private label, you're not doing it correctly. You're not learning from the right person. Whoever says get into a fad, get into a junk product, just put something up and hope it sells, that's not how we go about it here on this channel, okay? We're actually adding value. And if you do it correctly, you can actually have a higher margin. And then all you have to do is just literally reorder every month your inventory. And that, again, is just literally one message. One message, one payment, you're in stock in like a few weeks. It blows my mind. Like, it's not scalable, and it's just such a poor use of your time. So please, we're in 2020 now. We're intelligent human beings. Technology has evolved. Opportunities have evolved. Let's not be in the caveman ages of just literally looking on clearance aisles for stuff that literally you wouldn't even buy. That just doesn't even make sense. Like, I really believe what you put out, you get in, and if you're putting out junk hoping to get gold out of it, it's just not gonna happen. But anyways, thank you for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.